public hearing for a proposed subdivision located at 58 South Street. This is a public hearing, so in the public hearing you will be given an opportunity to speak at a later time. I'll start out by introducing the board. On my right is James Noyes. On my immediate left is Jerry Stetson. And on my far left is our newest member who was just elected at the past election, Mark.
Saturday.
And our recording secretary, John R. Cotter.
Yeah.
And I'm Hugh Hurley, the chairman. I'll ask that if you do get up to speak, that you introduce yourself, and you'll have an opportunity. We'll start out, the engineer is here to explain what they're proposing to do. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Should I set up plan up there? Should I set up an easel, Mr. Chairman? What works best?
Set it,
The easel right there, right?
set it so that the people can see it. Yeah.
Do you have any copies?
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh, did I even bring them out? I don't
Oh, yeah, no,
think
we
I
got-
brought 'em out yet.
We got.
You didn't?
Wait a minute, oh.
No.
That's the
Yeah.
one we got a couple of weeks ago.
I can
move over here.
That might work better for you. Otherwise, it's gonna block you out.
No problem.
All right, thank you.
This was dated 2/3.
Yeah, that's the one.
I knew I was missing something.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, again, Scott Farrier from Holmgren Engineering, representing Charlie Macy from CLM Development. And we've got a proposal for you tonight for a plan that will create two lots at 58 South Street. 58 South Street.
Okay, go ahead. That's good. I'll get you later. Go ahead. Excuse me.
58 South Street, the existing parcel has about 250 feet of frontage. We're hoping to divide the property into what would be considered an A&R lot, Lot A, which would have about 200 feet of frontage and 30,000 square feet. Has the required building blocks,
One more.
and also has plenty of room for a new septic system. That was, Lot A was the site of the old house at 58 South Street. And then with what's remaining, we have about a 40-foot wide piece of property that we're proposing a roadway layout that would remain a private way, and asking the board to waive the construction standards. It would essentially be a one-lot subdivision that the folks have seen in the past. It would be one lot off of the proposed South Farm Lane. It would have 43,000 square feet with the building blocks that's required, and also the setbacks. It lays out kind of nicely for us. It would be about a little bit short of, right around 200 feet from South Street. So still not too far off of South Street for fire protection purposes. It would fall within the 100-foot buffer zone. Once we receive approval from you folks, we would have to proceed both with the Board of Health plan for Board of Health approval and a conservation plan. But again, the hope would be to waive all of the construction standards. It would be a private way, remain a private way for all times, and we have enough of a turnaround, a hammerhead in the back for the safety vehicles to get in and out. We kind of based the design, the depth and the width of the hammerhead on other one-lot subdivisions that you folks have seen recently. So that's how we came up with the layout that we have before you.
We do require the construction built to our road standards. You can get waivers on stuff, but it must be the right depths of materials.
Correct, yes.
Concrete, blacktop, everything, that has to be met.
The thicknesses, agreed.
But you can negotiate with the rest of it because of it being what it is.
That's what we're hoping is.
We have a couple of letters here. One is from the Conservation Commission, Mr. Hay, after reviewing the submitted plans, I found that the contour lines do not match parcels at 60 South Street. That area has been filled in. And they've been mounded up because they built houses over there.
Okay,
So, I don't know whether you just, did this when you came to the property line or,
perhaps they didn't stretch it out far enough.
but you continue the line over there, but
Yep.
whether, and the stone walls are not shown on the plan, because this wall on the south and the east side is bounded by stone
Yep.
walls. And he said that the soils types do not appear on the plans. Have you done your perk test with
We
Board of
have.
Health?
Yes, for both lots.
And how did the soils come out?
Less than 10 minutes an inch. I think we had I believe we had a 2 and a 6 in the front, and then I think an 8 and a 10 in the back.
So you do have permeable soils?
Yes.
Okay, the applicant will need to coordinate with the tree warden for any trees that will need to be removed. Mr. Hay, as well as being the conservation agent, is also the tree warden.
Okay.
So you'd be talking to him on two occasions there. And he suggested it would be nice to see both driveways use South Farm Lane. There are already a lot of curb cuts on that section of South Street. So I don't, I don't know how you planned on putting it.
Yeah, we were planning on using the existing curb cut,
Yeah.
the old curb cut for old 58 South Street for the new construction. We kind of laid out the house that way.
And,
Yeah, just a driveway. Yeah.
it's actually two driveways.
Yeah,
Two-
this,
two. He had a,
yeah,
a
you can,
loop.
yeah, there's no curbing,
No.
so no actual curb
Okay.
cut, but certainly driveway openings, I guess, as opposed to a
Uh,
curb cut.
He also said he'll require a stormwater permit. And Lot B, which is the second one,
Correct.
will require a stormwater permit. And a wetland filing, because you do have a
Agreed,
wetland
in the buffer zone.
at the end of it. I'd like to go through the waivers that are being asked for. Just for a matter of fact, we do, on the one lot subdivisions, we do waive a lot of the construction and standards. The road doesn't have to be as wide. There's a lot of things that do get waived. I do want to
Sure.
go through them. How would you explain what the roadway is going to be?
Sure, so what we have proposed is a 16-foot wide pavement. As Mr. Stetson said, we'll make sure it's constructed to the thicknesses required under the subdivision rules and regulations. But it would be 16-foot wide pavement and then a 20-foot cleared width. Typically, we have a couple of feet extra on either side just to make sure there's room, again, for fire trucks and any kind of delivery vehicles.
And they'll have stone in it.
Exactly.
One of the things in waiving the drainage is that no water will leave this site and go out into the street. Could you turn to the profile sheet and explain that? please?
Yeah, in this case, I guess, it makes it pretty easy to do that. The grade at the street is elevation 72, and it just gradually slopes to the back. At the end of our roadway, it's elevation 69, and it slopes down to about 67 and 66 in the wetlands. So it's just a gradual, about a little more than a 1% slope all the way down from the road all the way back to the wetland. So there'll be nothing leaving the site getting out onto South Street.
Okay, good. Okay. Dawn, I'm just gonna read these off, so,
I have a,
so I'll do them in order, so you don't have to be
okay.
killing yourself
That's fine.
scribbling.
I'll use the plan, but,
Okay,
okay.
the first one is no key map. It's such a small site. Usually key maps are when we have multi-sheets. It's only one sheet. No separate utility plan, because basically, we're waiving the drainage also because the fact that no water will be leaving it, it'll all stay at the surface. Although the Concom, when they do have the drainage, I know they're going to be looking for like the house.
Potential drainage.
Yeah.
Do you have
Sure.
a question on the drainage though?
Pardon?
Question on the drainage? On the inside, as you're coming down on the left side, yeah, so you're gonna swale both sides. But right at the corner where the bound is,
Mhm.
that's your low point. So that's gonna fill up. So you're gonna have half the 200-foot road coming in there and on the other way too. So I mean, there's gonna, I don't know how big that pond's gonna be, but it's, there's no escape for it.
Yeah, we
See what I'm
can,
looking at?
yeah,
Yeah, right in that corner area. It's
Yep.
gonna pond
you're
out.
gonna be below 70, and it's still 69 at the end of the concept.
Yeah.
We can certainly show some spot grades there to make sure it gets, that it continues down across that way and out the back of the handicap.
How's that gonna work though? So you're coming down on the left side, you're draining off everything onto the left side. right?
Along the left side,
Yeah.
right? Yep,
But then also, I mean, that's a low point of your road.
exactly, right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've gotta, it's gonna take a little bit of water.
I suppose a little bit, but again, still, it's still pitching down that way. I think just at this point, we'll probably have to break the crown and have it pitch back the other way. It'll kind of get a little bit tricky during construction, I guess, but they'll just have to grade it so we can release that and get it to,
It's a private road, but I mean,
Yeah.
in winter, that's all gonna ice up,
that
that whole, you know.
little area right there.
Yeah, because if you start bringing that water, then you're gonna come across and it's
Yeah.
gonna end up icing up. Okay, that was something, so.
So you'll have to do some fancy finesse it to
Yeah,
site training.
That's fine, I can work that out with Scott and
Yeah.
we can put some stake grades in when we do that final grading and pavement, we can make sure that pitches the right way.
Okay, there's no drainage calculations because we're not putting any drainage structures in. No separate tree plan, although you do have to go see the tree warden. He may be looking for something, but that'll be up to him.
Okay.
Okay, and you apparently you do not show the test pits on there, but you do have test pits.
Yeah, I've got the test pits shown, but not, probably not the actual soil rocks, Mr. Chairman.
Performance guarantee. Well, that will come, yeah, in order, we will be, in signing this, you'll be able to get a permit, building permit for the lot out front tomorrow. But you won't be able to get it for lot B until you construct it.
Okay.
And if you construct the whole thing, we'll completely release it. If you only construct it with a binder course and your utilities in, we'll require a surety to cover it.
Any idea what that is? The only reason I have no problem with the top coat on, my problem is it's a very inexpensive, longer driveway, if you will. And if I top coated, during construction, I just didn't want to get it scuffed up and whatnot.
You can,
We need an
if you just.
from
if you
whoever
just-
does your,
If you just top coat it, you can get a building permit, you can release it for that. But if you do the whole, but will require a surety. If you build the whole thing, put the grass in and everything, we'll sign off and you'll never see us again.
No, I totally appreciate it. I just didn't want for the homeowner to have during construction scuffed up top coat or anything. That was my concern.
Well, yeah, until it's in, yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
So we can discuss that when I get further
Yeah.
along.
but you'll be able to build on the front end, but until you build this roadway, you cannot get a permit for the rear,
I just,
which is just
It's
like any other. It's a subdivision just like any other one.
yes, sir.
Unequal distance between unequal distance between curb line radii and the property lines at the intersection. In fact, we're waiving, we gotta waive the filler curve,
Right.
because you don't,
Radii at the intersection.
yeah, do you have that in?
No. I don't believe I do, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
Okay, so we're going to have to add that one to it. How the use of a T at the end of the roadway instead of a circular driveway, which, as you pointed out, we've allowed it in numerous times. One of the reasons for it is it's less pavement put down, and it's, rather than paving this big 60-foot diameter circle, we'll just have a roadway, which is adequate for any vehicle to drive in and back out and
Will that solely be on Lot B?
Yes.
reduce the pavement width from 24 foot to 16 feet and allow T-pavement treatment at the end. Now the center line of the roadway pavement to be offset from the center line of the right-of-way.
It's really just more the, I guess, the very end of the hammerhead is just where we just have the center line following up along the back of Lot A.
Okay,
So I think it's just that section.
but the first straight, that's all symmetrical.
Yeah.
No curbs or berms to be installed, which is right, the runoff will just run off to the sides. In fact, the stone you put in will catch a lot of it. No sidewalks, no underground utilities, all electric telephones to be above ground. You don't want to go in with underground. You want to put poles in.
I believe that we need at least 1 or 2 poles to get off the road, then we'll go underground at some point if it's possible.
Okay. Water line to be limited to individual water service line, no water main to be installed, which is fine. No fire hydrant. Where is the nearest fire hydrant here?
Right across the street.
Okay, so as long as it's within 500 feet, the fire chief is happy. No street lighting. No gas main. You don't want to put gas in for this house?
Good luck almost getting an occupancy permit in this state with gas anymore. It's almost not allowed.
Okay. No fire alarm system, which we haven't done for years. In fact, they don't even have the wires anymore, do they? Okay. No special water management system required, as the runoff shall be contained on the site. And the last one allows the use of the concrete monuments in lieu of granite stone monuments, which we've been doing for years. So I think the only additional waiver you're going to need is for the filler curves at the street line. And there's a note in here that this will be private in perpetuity. Point out there.
Note number 3.
Roadway shown shall be a private way in perpetuity. Its maintenance shall be the responsibility of the owners of lots A and B shown in here. So you're given rights to you're gonna be given rights to the front lot then?
I think so, Mr. Chairman. I haven't really
Haven't really thought.
Yeah. walked it through with Charlie yet, but I
Okay,
think so.
well, that'll be covered in your deeds.
Right.
All we care about is the town is not gonna do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is whoever owns it, and if you were to grant them the new lot, the other lot, that'd be in your deed.
Yep.
So it's really got nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Other than, we would not allow this if that lot, the front lot required the frontage on here. We
On the
wouldn't-
private way.
We wouldn't allow it.
If we do decide to put the driveway off.
It doesn't matter. As long as you have 204 feet of frontage on the front, and you've got 184 feet on this lane. So you've got adequate frontage on
Either
both
way,
of them.
yep.
But your legal frontage is the front one.
It's gonna be on South Street.
So even if we turned it, the address would always be South Street.
Yes. Well, unless you came in and put in a conventional subdivision in here and had two lots, and then you could have the frontage on it.
No, thank you.
Okay, now, I thought that's what you said. Okay, this being a public hearing, we see a couple of people from the public here. Do you have any questions, concerns? Okay, thank you. Have you submitted this to the Board of Health, and have you got a,
There's a
a le-
note from them in the mail.
okay.
I did submit to the Board of Health in the town clerk, but I haven't received anything from either.
You say it is one here, I got the one from,
Yeah, there should be one there from the Board of Health. In the tonight's mail, it would be in. They had no concerns.
oh, okay. I got it. Oh, in fact, we have somebody from the Board of Health. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, he just signed on. No, this is referral form.
No, it was a note.
There was something because it was in Tracy's material that she sent.
Says here, when
There's
Board of
one
Health
from the
on
fire
March
chief.
26 voted to approve the subdivision at South Palm Estates pursuant to the West Bridgewater suitability of land in section 3351.
There was one from the police chief and from the fire chief.
Fire chief, yes. Oh, wait a minute. Police, no concerns regarding pedestrian or vehicle traffic access. They'll just need emergency access for purposes, so they can get in and off the lot if they need to. And he's deferring overall public safety concerns to the fire department.
Okay. Okay, we have something here from the Director of the Public Works. Okay, show existing dwelling and driveways on Lot A. It's nothing there. It's been raised. Show proposed driveway locations, which you have. Show proposed water service, box type, shows septic system. Have you got the? So you're just gonna put it in the road and you haven't got it shown.
One thing on, just before I forget it too, South Street's supposed to be repaved this year. Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay. So you might want to, I'm thinking of the water service, you might need
No,
to,
that'd be great to know. No idea when that's supposed to be down there.
I know that was like on his, top of his list.
Okay.
I might wanna check with him tomorrow and find out that schedule.
Just looking at the taps and.
Make sure it's not being done Friday.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you can come right up the road and service both houses, right? So there'll be only one opening?
We could. I mean, if that's the way you want.
I mean, it's the simplest for you.
Mm.
You don't have to pay for two, because I'm sure they'll get you for two.
Well,
They'll
there was
get
one
them-
tap, there was one
they'll
tap
get them
existing.
anyways. They'll get
There
them
was one
anyway.
tap existing already for the house that was there.
Yeah, but what is it, lead
She did have town water?
That house is
It was-
900 years old.
It was into the house,
Yes.
and
No, but she did have town water?
she didn't use it, I don't
Right.
think.
Because for years,
I know,
she got the water from the neighbor. Okay,
but there was a service.
there is a service.
So I'll just.
So
I had
that's,
talked to him previously about this, and he never mentioned anything about.
Well, if the service is already across the street and it
We cut-
works,
We cut and capped it when we did the demo. They asked us to.
yeah, but I mean, you can still reuse it, right?
I think he wanted to say it was.
Replace it?
It was as a type of pipe that he didn't.
Well, that's why I'm saying, I
Yeah.
mean, that house was built back, we could have had lead pipe.
Yeah. So I'll discuss that tomorrow.
okay, he goes on to say designate tree to remain and maximize, that's up to the tree warden, so you already got, what we're doing. Yeah, 10-foot pavement radius to entrance, which we waived them, so he's saying, put in,
well, I think he wants it, that was one, it's not shown on the plan. He just shows a straight line going up to the street.
oh, I see, okay, the pavement,
Yeah, so he just wants physically a
Just show
couple of
physical.
areas.
okay, yeah, it's okay,
I mean, we would
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
anyway.
It's
we
just-
done anyways, yeah. Okay, then he's suggesting that you use, such as 4-inch dense graded crushed stone, 8 inches of gravel borrow. We'll find you the letter and send you the letter, because all I got is a little reduced copy here. The list of rules and waivers, which you do have the list of waivers.
And that's for the DPW director.
Yeah. And the police chief was happy. Fire chief. Fire chief. I have a hydrant right on South Street within 150 feet of the rear lot line. I am good with how it is listed and have no further needs to address. So everybody's happy.
Tracy had some comments too, I don't know.
Yeah, they were,
Was the square on the back lot.
I went over it with her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the only one that would matter is he got Brockton under
Oh, yeah,
the clerk certification,
that's right.
Probably wouldn't want to sign that.
you know. And they're done now.
That's the trouble with cut and paste. You gotta read it first before you paste it.
Mine.
Everybody's done that. It's just your turn to be caught.
Yeah.
Okay, you need further questions, concerns, thoughts?
My only thing is I really, other than him
Doing the changes we asked to be made on the plan, I think we should hold off until Concom makes their decision.
Actually,
Because any changes by them could
if he,
have something to do with the road.
if they,
If they accept the road as we have talked about it tonight, it's one thing, but they have not met on this, right?
Correct.
And I talked to the director, but like you say, he's not the,
He's not the voters. I
uh,
mean, it's like putting the cart before the horse.
but that's their job and our job. It's two different things. If they do anything, it would be just addition to this, which they could do. But
I still don't feel comfortable.
One thing is just different, like, I don't know how they could actually vote on a lot that doesn't exist, so we'd be creating the lot.
They have a lot to do with you have to tell them where your house is gonna be, the size of your house, then they measure how much water's coming off the roof
Of course.
and that stuff, but I just don't want it to fall back that it's gonna say,
That would be.
comes
done
back to the
under
road.
A notice of intent, which I'm aware that we would try
Yeah.
to remove infiltration. It's impossible for us really, or highly unlikely for us to move that layout from where we are. And we'd be creating a lot. And inside of that lot, you're not guaranteeing that approval by them, so I understand that would be at my risk and my concern, to demonstrate that we would meet those rules and regulations to that.
I know that on subdivisions recently, since they took over the water, whatever that thing is,
Stormwater management.
they require the lot to be designed for the biggest size building that's gonna go on it. You can put a 12-foot shack.
Yep.
But they want you to demonstrate that the water runoff calculations fit the most major that can go on it. They did that on a 26-house subdivision in town, went through every one of them. And
I would agree, I would think if it was.
that way, when somebody wants to put additions on later on down the road, the calculation's already there.
100% aware of that.
Yep.
I mean, we took that into consideration.
Yep, okay.
The pre-
It's
soil,
just, it's part of that new
stormwater.
stormwater thing that we're all getting used to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been dealing with it from about 50 or 60 houses in Scott and I was done, so like we do that when we
Yeah,
were
okay.
I talked to the director, and in here, other than he is reminding you, which we brought up earlier, that you do have to go get a stormwater permit.
Of course.
And you do have to.
Final notice.
The notice, and you do have to put your dry wells in for the runoff and so forth, which is all
Under their,
in addition to
Yeah.
this. So they may make you do a couple things on here, but it won't be taken away from what our main interest, which is to
it
give
won't
them
affect the roadway or the construction of the roadway. It would be more pertaining to the individual house.
Yeah.
If they had any changes to make. Agreed.
Did you hit any springs in your perk test?
No,
They go all the way to South Main Street.
is that right?
Really?
I got one that goes right through up my driveway and under the garage. There's probably 7, maybe 10.
You know, what-
They
what
they
area-
run run to the south to the river. Come right from Azak's property
Okay.
straight across, and they're in certain locations. And I know at my house, it was because when I did the footing for my garage, we thought we hit a water main.
Is that,
I mean, it was
Yeah.
that big, and it poured.
How far down?
And Linda's up near her house and stuff up in there. They run across through all the fields, Gibson's fields, all up in there. Mother Nature's got her way of getting water to the river.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
How
must
far
have-
down did you hit it?
2.5, 3 feet.
Really shallow.
But it was like if you go a foot to either side of it, it's like it's Mother Nature's pipe.
Yeah,
It's,
Isn't that interesting?
oh yeah. But I know they're there.
Thank you.
I know Bobby Kaminsky's house across the street from me, and he's got one up between him and the old farm. In the property up further up towards South Main Street, they've hit it when they've done stuff in the fields.
Yeah.
We'll be on the lookout for it.
Oh, it will look for you. I mean, you will find it.
I understand, sir.
good place to put a well.
Yes.
Actually, there is a well on the front property, which probably filled in, didn't you?
Don't know.
It was in the building.
The only other, going back, and agreeing with Jerry here, is the more I look at that whole drainage thing, I'm also looking at Lot A. A lot of that's draining over to Lot B. Because the high point on Lot A is 74,
It's right here in the middle.
and everything's draining actually right into that corner again.
Yep, it's heading across that way.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, that's something conservation would be looking at, right?
Yeah, yeah, if I bought, if I bought the house at Lot B and all of a sudden every time it rains, I got water problems because,
I'd be getting the call, yeah, so I'm not gonna let that happen.
yeah, well, and then after you leave, somebody gets it, but all I'm saying is it just, yeah, it's something.
I think most
needs to
anything
be-
there, I think the water table is gonna be shallow all through that piece of property.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can go down 10, 15 feet. You're gonna find it pretty close.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, probably like 6 to 8 feet.
yeah, 6 feet is what we have,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
But again,
I would
you
have
know-
thought it would have been higher than that.
I'd just like to see some basic contours on how that's all gonna work,
Okay.
Lot A, Lot B.
Well, we've got a few drafting things
Yep.
already. Why don't we just continue it to the next meeting? And
We can detail the
and
grades.
you can address that stuff. And you'll be ready for the Concom. Have you you haven't filed?
We
it?
haven't even filed, no,
Okay,
but we can get that filed as well, so that'll be.
okay.
Gotta get out.
My calendar, because I can't read that calendar on the wall anymore.
Why?
Why?
Larry's saving money.
He used to give them.
Yeah.
These great, they were as big as a plan.
Yeah.
And
Big on
even,
budget cuts.
Yeah.
yeah, and even I could read it from here. Okay. Our next meeting is going to be a public hearing, which is going to be over at the senior center for the zoning changes, the MBTA zoning and all of that. So we're not.
That's
in
a
fact,
special.
Yeah, it's a special meeting because we have 5 Wednesdays this month, so we did it on that. So the next regular meeting will be the next week, which will be the May 7th would be our next meeting. So if why don't we do that well within our time?
For sure. And we can get you the revised plans early next week.
And yeah, in fact, shoot me a PDF, and we'll take a look at it. And then,
Okay.
okay,
So you need a motion?
I need a motion to.
Motion to continue to the 7th?
I'll second the motion.
At 6:30. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Do we have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote is unanimous of the 4 present. Thank you for coming
Thank
in.
you, folks.
Thank you all for your time.
Yep.
Have a great evening.
Did we exhaust you?